I've put a little bit more of that green paint out here on my craft mat, and where there's still some white on the tissue, I'm just kind of dry brushing a little of that green in there with the mist that I sprayed. Okay, my piece is all dry, and I've got another Silks acrylic glaze, and this one is Emperor's Gold, a nice gold color. And I want to highlight the texture that's left with that tissue paper. So you can see the lines, and that is where my static electricity look is going to come in. So remember, I'm doing this for a challenge that said static electricity. So I'm just dipping my finger in the paint. I'm going to dab it off a little bit. I want it very thin, and then I'm very, very lightly going to just rub my finger around and highlight the raised parts. Now the texture is very, very fine, so I'm going to get it on the background as well, but I'm not going to worry about that too much, because as you can see, you're really bringing out that texture when you do this. So I'm just rubbing it around very lightly. Let's see if you can get a look. So you can see it just highlights it, brings that texture out of that tissue paper. So now I've got that nice crackly texture highlighted with the gold Silks acrylic glaze. I'm going to let that dry just a minute or two because it's not very thick. It's pretty thin. And then we're going to add our focal images and then one last step. So remember, these are what I'm going to put on next. Okay, earlier I had cut my image out, sort of outlining it, but I've decided that I was going to do it as a straight rectangle. So I reprinted it. It's, again, just a Dover electronic, a digital image. So I can reprint it as many times as I want. I have some Tumble Glass Distress ink and a foam blender. So I just want to add some color to it. It's kind of stark white. So I'm going to add a little blue around the bird, just lightly blending, not pressing too hard. Now I'm going to take Vintage Photo Distress ink and go around the edges. Just a little bit to make it stand out from the background. I'm going to do the same with my little quote here. And then I will use that same decoupage glue and glue those two items on. Okay, the final thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of texture with this stencil and this radiant gel. It's sort of a tone on tone, it's in the same color scheme, and I'm not going to cover the whole stencil necessarily. This stuff is so buttery smooth, so I am excited to see how it turns out since it's a new product. I'm just going to smooth it across the stencil in a few areas. And I'll do a little bit over here as well. So it was very easy to apply, as you can see. It's nice and shimmery, and it has just a little touch of added dimension. Trying to see if you can see that. And there's my finished page. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you guys like watching these videos, then perhaps I will start filming more of my art journaling pages. I know videos are very popular these days. Thanks for looking.